Early morning prayers are underway at this monastery in a small village of India. "300 monks living here have just welcomed some new residents. Around 70 men in their 20s have been initiated as traditional Hindu monks, or Sadhus as they're more correctly known. Part of the group is Drumil Upadhyay, who is the first Australian to be initiated as a Sadhu. He takes on the new name of Sadhu Adhyatma Chintan Das, meaning one who contemplates spirituality.
It's really hard to describe what it feels like, but imagine a person diving from the sky with a parachute on. When he's diving and the parachute is closed, he is feared. When he's opened the parachute, he enjoys the ride. That's how it feels like right now.
Hinduism grew out of India to become the world's third largest religion. It claims 950 million followers worldwide and is now Australia's fastest growing religion, with over 275,000 Hindus across the nation. But Hinduism is not centralized. It has many gods, denominations and monasteries, each with its own beliefs and practices. Drumil has just joined the Swaminarayan order of Sadhus, which was established 200 years ago by Bhagwan Swaminarayan, believed to have been an incarnation of God. As per Hindu tradition, this ceremony is presided over by the 92-year-old Guru of the Swaminarayan order, Pramukh Swami Maharaj.
For me, there was no one turning point after which I suddenly decided that I want to become a monk. It was more over time. Because I was practicing my faith, slowly I gained this understanding that there is no pleasure in materialistic world. Well, there is, but it doesn't last long.
Drumil will live here for the next 5 years studying Sanskrit, Hindu scriptures, world religions, music, and even management and psychology. As a Swaminarayan Sadhu, this pharmacy graduate from Sydney University has just committed himself to a lifetime of strict celibacy and detachment from his family.
Being a first Australian son, it was a little bit scary because everything was a bit new for me. There was no one to really go up to that I knew if I had any trouble. But the environment here and the people that are with me, they were all very helpful. So if I needed anything, if I was in any trouble, they were ready to help me out. The BAPS Sadhu Training Centre is in the shadow of this mandir, which stands tall in the small village of Sarangpur.
It's located about 200 kilometers from Gandhinagar in the western state of Gujarat. This training centre attracts Indian-borns as well as expats, many of whom have had a typical Western upbringing. Like Dilesh Bhai from Auckland, New Zealand, who's just started his pre-Sadhu year of training.
I like rap music with a Jay-Z, with a Notorious B.I.G. Tupac Shakur. And rap music, it's quite explicit. So I guess, let's just say if you went through my iPod, you'd never think that this guy's gonna become a Sadhu.
And Sadhu Priya Chintan Das, who was born and raised in Portland, Oregon in the US.
It was pretty much like any American kid would do. You know, go to school, hang out with friends. I used to eat meat and do all that, just like anyone else. I was really attached to sports, and basketball was, you could say, a love for me. I used to love watching basketball.
Drumil too grew up as a typical Aussie teenager, and he found the transition to Sadhu life difficult at the beginning.
Everything was new and you've just given up everything you had. So you've given up your family, you've given up your belongings, you've given up your house, given up everything that you had. We came here pretty much empty-handed. The biggest challenge for me was to readjust and consider this Sadhu, the Sadhu Samaj, the batch of 300 Sadhus as my family.
Drumil grew up here in the suburbs of Western Sydney, but the vows he's taken as a Sadhu mean he'll no longer return home or see his family again.
He's concentrating or lack of sleep.
And although he's trying to forget them, they won't be forgetting him anytime soon.
He was a big Bollywood movies, Bollywood dancer. yeah, it was pretty funny. Now that we look back on it, it's really hilarious. And I always teased him on it. It's like, oh, you know, you used to dance to this. He's like, shut up.
Drumil is especially missed by his 17-year-old sister Shreya, who's getting ready to sit the HSC.
His absence, like, it's missed in the house, obviously, because, you know, in every household you have different personalities. You're used to their presence in it. And knowing that this is absence, like permanent absence, and I won't be able to run to him when I have a maths question. I won't be able to run to him when I'm like, oh, what do I do with my life right now? You know, I think that's what I miss the most.
Drumil's parents, Parul and Darshan Upadhyay, have accepted their son's decision.
Every parents want the best of his son, like whatever he feels. And particularly for us, like we feel that we gave him what he wants. And that's what exactly every parent's wish. Drumil was a son, like he never demand anything. He always used to like get away without any major issues, like without any major demand. But this is, I feel this was the first demand from him. And I feel that I gave him and he was very happy. He was the ideal son, ideal brother, whatever, ideal student. And at the same time, once he transformed into monk, he is now looks like ideal monk.
I feel proud. I feel proud.
Drumil's empty room is now a shrine to his past achievements. And while Drumil was the first Australian to leave home behind, Sadhu Gnanpurush Das says he won't be the last.
And many more, I'm sure, are going to join from this region, from Australia, New Zealand. Why? Because we have now a setup where we have temples in all the major cities of Australia and New Zealand. And these are not just temples where people just come for worship. They come for spiritual activities, cultural activities. I'm sure that with that advancement, more and more young people are going to have those thoughts in their mind to become sadhus.
Drumil would surely agree with that and love to have a helping hand from another sadhu from down under. But until then, it's him and his 300 fellow sadhus in the service of society and God.